Can I do a clip without sticking my tongue out? Jeez. Hello my rosebuds and welcome back to the Nava Rose channel. It has been a while since I posted. I need to do some personal things on my end because it's been 2 full months and it still looks like I moved in. So I need to get that together so I could possibly do an apartment tour, shoot some very nice content without moving boxes in my background. You know what I mean? But anyways, for today's video, I raided someone's closet, aka my brother's closet. It's been a minute since I raided anyone's closet, and the fact that that's even a thing that comes out of my mouth is just... yeah. I did snag a few things from his closet that I totally butchered up and cut up and then made them into cute things for myself. So you guys could do this to your brother's clothes, dad's clothes, boyfriend's clothes, neighbor's clothes, a stranger's clothes, you know, if they let you. My brother was not using these clothes, so I actually did his wardrobe a favor and repurposed them for my closet. And if you guys are new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. I do a ton of DIY videos, fashion videos, styling videos, dance videos, you know. Okay, so without further ado, let's go raid my brother's closet. So we took a little trip down to the OC to my brother's place to raid his closet. It was actually a little hard to find something super cute because half of his closet is nursing clothes, but I was able to find some cute things to cut up. Can I cut this up? Can I start with flannel?
Yes, I don't really wear that anymore either.
Sorry, I'm like unfolding all your clothes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a bralette out of these. Wait. You? And at one point he was actually suggesting to make some clothes or something, I don't know, out of his nursing material. Like, really?
They're new. I got these like 2 weeks ago, so it's not like...
They're clean?
Yes.
This is what I'm stealing from my brother's closet, is boxers, basketball shorts, and flannel. Okay, so we're gonna start with my brother's boxers because it's the easiest and the simplest. Literally all we're gonna do is just cut off the waistband and sew it onto a bra. All you need is a bralette, scissors, some pins, and boxers. A tip for my itty bitty titty committee members out there, check the girls section. I actually found these in the girls kids section at Walmart because the regular bra and intimates women's section doesn't carry a 32A, and you get 2 for $10. Come on. Carefully cut the boxers where the material and the waistband meet. Also guys, like my brother said, the boxers are new, so don't judge, and I'm only using the waistband, okay? Make sure the center of the logo matches up to the center of the bralette and pin it all the way around. Then sew down the waistband using a zigzag stitch on the top edge. I actually left the back of the elastic open just in case I needed some extra room, but now that everything is sewn, I can cut off any excess elastic and sew the rest down. I'll be finishing the zigzag stitch along the top and then down the back with the same stitch settings. This bralette is so easy that I might just be buying more of them just to sew some cute waistbands onto it. I mean, is there really much to say about this DIY? I literally did like 2 things, so nothing much more to say than I have been sleeping on freaking Walmart girl training bras because these are the perfect bralettes. Is this Urban Outfitters or my brother's boxers? Who knows? Look at this rare sighting of Jericho holding his boxers out in public. So next for the flannel, I was really going for that farm girl look, you know. For this tutorial, I used, of course, my brother's flannel, and it's not a crop top, by the way, it's just folded, scissors, a seam ripper for the pocket, thin 1/4 inch elastic, and some pins. First things first, you need to remove the pocket from the shirt, and to do that I just took a seam ripper and I broke all the seams. I'm obviously not using the tool right, but really I never like using it the traditional way anyways, so this is just how I use it. Next you have to cut off the sleeve, but not all the way. We're gonna leave it attached at the very bottom, so leave about 1 inch on both sides of the side seam. And when I cut the sleeve, I left a lot of seam allowance so I can fold it over to make a hem afterwards. The shoulder seam at the very top is kind of bulky, so to fix that I just pushed it in to invert it, and then it automatically created this small cute ruffle. Replace your fingers with a pin and then sew a small stitch where the pin is to hold it all together. After that, I just cut off the excess material from that area since we won't be using it anymore. Now I'm just folding back the extra material and pinning it down. Just FYI you guys, you will be putting your elastic through here, so just make sure the tunnel is big enough for it to fit through. And this is what it should look like when you're done pinning. Now sew a straight stitch about 1/2 inch down from the edge so that you can make your tunnel for your elastic. So it's a little hard to see, but here's the black stitch that I made. You also want to leave it open so that there's a hole on both ends for your elastic to feed through. I cut a 5-inch long piece of elastic for one side of the sleeve. You want to pin one end down to one opening and then add a safety pin to the other end of the elastic. Feed the safety pin through the tunnel until it reaches the other side and then sew a stitch at both openings to lock in your elastic. Now you can repeat it to the other side of the sleeve and then the other sleeve. This is what it should look like once one sleeve is completely done. Next, cut across the whole top to cut it all off. You can also cut off the front placket because we won't be using that anymore. Then just try it on just so you can see how much extra fabric you need to remove. Cut off any excess material, that way you can have a better fit, and then sew a new center back seam down the edge. Make a tiny slit where the back and the sleeve meet and then fold down the top to make a hem. Sew a straight stitch across the whole back edge to hem it down. This is totally optional, but you can add elastic to the back if you want, or you can leave it as is. I wanted some extra snugness, because that's just how I like my tops, so I added elastic to make sure it holds on to my body. I wanted more of a V neckline for the front, so I just folded the top edge at a slant and then sewed a hem on the top using a straight stitch. And then, like always, cut off any extra material in the front so that it fits you perfectly. For the ruffle, I used the extra material from the bottom half of the shirt and then I cut a long 3-inch strip. Then I folded and pinned the top and the sides of it to hem it. To make the actual ruffle, just sew a large straight stitch at the top of the strip where the raw edge is. Make sure to use these settings and be sure not to close the end of the stitch at the beginning or the end because you need to pull the threads. Now on one end, hold one of the threads and then slightly tug on the fabric until it ruffles like this. Just move down the strip until you're happy with all the ruffles and make sure not to tug too hard or else you'll break your thread. I also had the top right next to me just so I could see how much ruffling I needed to do to make it fit. Before sewing on the ruffles, I hemmed the bottom of the top to make it easier. Now you can pin the ruffles under the hem and sew across it to hold it all down. So I originally was going to use the placket from the flannel, but I found this hook and eye closure in my materials bin and thought this was a cuter look. Hook and eye closures are easy to use. You just cut the length that you want and sew it down to one side and you are done. Honestly, halfway through the shirt I was like, I don't know if it's going to turn out as great, but I'm actually pretty surprised of how it turned out. It's a nice fall top. I think I would make this probably in a plain material. I think it would be really cute. I just love this little ruffle peplum. So cute, yeah. And lastly, my favorite one of them all, the basketball shorts 2-piece set. For this, I used my brother's basketball shorts, obviously, scissors, pins, and 1-inch fold over elastic that I shaped into a heart, but then it just looks like Oliver's face. The main thing needed for the set is the Fila logo, so I cut that part out first and then I placed it on my boob to draw out a triangle. Then I cut out the shape to make sure it's what I wanted, and oh my gosh, I am just realizing right now that there's so much Oliver hair on my shirt. I am so sorry. For bralettes, I found it fits better when you slightly cut off the bottom corners of the triangle, so now I do that for every bralette that I make. Copy the shape onto the other leg of the basketball shorts and cut them out so now you have 2 identical pieces. And now we're going to add elastic to the edge. Fold over elastic is my favorite thing in the world because it just folds in half and then you could use it for many things like elastic straps, for hemming, etc. We're actually going to be using it for both. All you have to do is just stuff the edge of the triangle or whatever material you're using into the elastic, fold it over in half and then pin it down and sew it. It's so easy. Once you do one side, sew it down with a zigzag stitch using these settings and repeat it to the other triangle. You want to do the inside edges of the triangle first. Cut off the excess elastic from the ends and then add elastic to the outer sides of the triangle. This time you want to let it extend at the top because this will become your strap that ties behind your neck. Pin everything down first and then sew the zigzag stitch on top just like you've been doing. Once both sides of the triangle have been sewn, cut a super long piece of elastic for the bottom tie. I matched up the ends of the elastic to find the center, and then I placed a pin there to mark it. That way it can help me know where exactly to pin down the triangle so that everything is centered. Continue with the pinning and the zigzag stitching until you've done the whole piece of elastic. Once that is done, you're finished with your bralette and you can continue onto the shorts. Because I cut such a huge circle from the shorts, I decided to cut off the rest of the bottom since I'm pretty sure I wasn't going to be using it anymore. I also cut off the crotch seam so that it could just be one open piece, just like a skirt. To make the skirt fit better, I took off a lot from the center front and then I just cut off that weird little tail thing from the back, you know, and as you can see, I used the pins to mark where I was gonna sew. I also wanted to keep the drawstring, so I made a tiny slit to pull it out so that it wouldn't get cut off when I sewed it. Go ahead and cut off the excess material when you're done. The pocket was obviously not cute and was just not working for my look, so I cut it out from the inside and then I sewed a stitch on the outside to close up the opening. And you guys know me, I gotta have those slits in my mini skirt, so I added one on each side where the side seam was. For the bottom edge, I did the same thing I did for the top using the fold over elastic. I first added elastic to the inside of the slit and then to the bottom. To finish it off, I folded back the excess elastic and added a tiny stitch to hold it back. And here you guys, we have the bralette two-piece set that I made for my brother's basketball shorts. Yo, oh my gosh, I just did my brother's clothes a favor. It was such a good decision just to take in from the center front because it made the side seams land right in front of the thigh. So it made this nice thigh slit on both sides. Thanks, Jer, for letting me steal clothes from your closet. I honestly think that your clothes look way better on me, so. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up because that definitely lets me know if you guys like these videos or not. And so for the next closet raid, let me know in the comments who you guys want me to raid. I will literally raid anyone's closet that you guys recommend. But I have to know the person on a personal level. It can't just be like Beyonce's closet. That just doesn't work, okay? But anyways, if you guys want to connect with me on social media, all my socials are at thenavarose. This video is already very long, but quickly, I just wanted to say you guys are beautiful inside and out. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't be afraid to try different weird fashion trends. Just saying. That was just such a tangent. Anyways, I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!